this article, we're going to look at the new Dear Inventory and HubSpot integration functions and how we can set it up. But before we get there, let's first have a look at where we have come from. Traditional ERP systems have been known for being stock or inventory, CRM, accounting and manufacturing software. And they still are, they still exist. You can think about SAP and Oracle and Microsoft Dynamics, but the paradigm is shifting and things are moving fast. Cloud ERP systems like Dear Inventory and a few others has recently become one of my favorite software to implement, and they are powerful. The power is really magnificent, the integration, the functionality, and it's truly great, groundbreaking in what they can do. Cloud ERP systems really has everything going for it, and all traditional ERP systems, they're falling off the bus, to be honest with you. Now, about 12 years ago was the advent or the up and coming, the rising up of Cloud CRM systems like Capsule, Salesforce and Hubspot, but maybe in those days it was more things like Sugar CRM or VTiger. And if you ever had a website hosted on Joomla, you would have gone into something like your cPanel backend, and you would have saw you can just install this. And these software were one of the first companies to host their functionality on Apache or cPanel servers, which allowed IT specialists around the world to quickly install and deploy these instances quickly and effectively and effortlessly to and for their clients. Nowadays, and the integration model have really reached maturity. Many years ago, or maybe even a couple of years ago, it wasn't as much so. And even though cloud-based ERP systems was the most mature cloud technologies, and they still are, but now using them in combination with your cloud ERP system, your invoicing, your inventory tracking system, things, a system like becomes much more logical to why you would be using them. And so, instead of typing information in both systems, you'll just type it in one and it's synchronized. So let's get to the purpose of this article. We're going to explain how you can actually import and export data, both from, export data from Dear to HubSpot, and that's a push, or you can import data from HubSpot into Dear, and we'll call that a pull. Now, the purpose of this document and this video is to provide you with an idea and a few screenshots that illustrate the setup between Dear Inventory and HubSpot. Now, you'll find this in Dear itself. This recently updated integration, as they've updated it in January 2022 at some stage, is a great addition to the platform, and it really opens up doors for enterprise clients who wish to combine one of the best CRM systems, in my opinion, and I've worked with many. Best CRM system on the market with one of the best cloud-based inventory management platforms available. So really you're getting world-class ERP functionality at not too bad of a cost, to be honest with you. So allow me to sketch the scenario. As a sales professional, you enjoy managing your pipeline, but you're on the road a lot, and you know that there's a limitation to the amount of CRM and notes and emails and marketing and campaigns and calls and things like that you can do in Dear. So you use something like a CRM, and you need to use the CRM to follow up on current and potential sale opportunities, and you do that frequently. So to begin with, you will use HubSpot to manage your customer data, but you also know that some customers are just tire kickers, and you don't want to include them into your main company database or main inventory invoicing system like Dear. So the HubSpot clients are export it only to Dear once they reach a certain stage, or a certain stage within your pipeline, and all of this can be, of course, be configured. Additionally, products can be selected to be exported to HubSpot. So this is where the advanced functionality of this integration comes into play. Products can be selected and exported to HubSpot in order to enable the quote feature. So in HubSpot, the sales agent, sales rep, you can be out in the field and use your HubSpot CRM system to create a quote, to follow up, and to manage the pipeline. So really the idea here is that you use HubSpot as your system to manage your pipeline. You can do quotations within it. The products can be exported out of Dear into HubSpot with certain pricing. All your customers can be exported into HubSpot from Dear. And also, if you manage quotes and invoicing in Dear, you can also send those kind of stuff into HubSpot. So, but the other way around is you can import things from HubSpot into Dear. So you have to choose which way you want to go. So in spite of the fact that the integration between Dear Inventory and HubSpot will work both ways, it can work either way, you will need to decide whether or not you want to pull the data, import it from HubSpot into Dear, or push the data, export the data from Dear into HubSpot. You can't have it both ways. And as an example, when using Dear, you can import you can import it. You can import your quotes that you've done in HubSpot, or if you've done the quote in Dear, you can export that to HubSpot and have it as a certain stage within your pipeline. Now the system is designed in this way to prevent duplicate records and to facilitate a more manageable process without having conflicting data, and it can very quickly blow up if you don't manage it properly. So it's a one-way integration, but it can integrate both ways. You just need to decide. Now the cost is something that you need to consider. You can count the Dear HubSpot integration as free if it's within the 2 free integrations that you get from your Dear subscription. But we found that a typical client of ours would use 3 or so integrations at any given month. So given the fact that the integration costs $25 per month as of Feb 2022, just bargain for that. But the real catch would probably, and is probably more so on HubSpot's side, because a CRM like HubSpot can be fairly affordable depending on how you use it and what you've enabled. If you've got an organization of 20 users, it's obviously going to cost more. So having said that, if you want to integrate products and orders with HubSpot to and from there, you can't integrate products and quotes and deals and all of those things unless you do have a Sales Pro version of HubSpot. So when you do get Sales Pro, you get 5 users for free, but this comes at the cost of $450. I'm not sure if that's US dollars or Aussie dollars. Those of you who don't want the Sales Pro version can still integrate the customer data into Dear, because ultimately you can get HubSpot for as little as $22 per month. If you're a single user, it obviously goes up from there, but then it will not allow you to create quotes and integrate back any quotes and products back and forth from and to HubSpot. So in order to do that, you really do need HubSpot Sales Pro. Now in the next section, I'm going to explain to you how to contact us, as well as a few screenshots. Yeah, so phone me Hanno at softwareforbusiness.com.au. My personal mobile number is 0498 509217, or phone the office on the landline. Feel free to click on contact us. You'll find there some reasons why you need to work with us, what we offer, some of the core elements, some main services we offer, and then there's also a form that you are welcome to fill in with a bit more information of what you are looking for. Alright, with no further ado, let's get going on the settings. So the first slide I'm going to show you is first of all the setup of HubSpot. So once you've activated, on the left hand side you'll see setup, products, customers, sales and log, and then on the right hand side you can say if you want to synchronize it, and then if you want to export to HubSpot, or if you want to import. So you'll see update sales, update customers, update products, with a bunch of settings below it. The most important one is probably the HubSpot deal stages compared to the Dear status and how they correspond and should be mapped. Below that you'll find fields within Dear that can be mapped to specific fields in HubSpot and vice versa, as well as Dear and HubSpot sales fields. So the first one is customer fields, and then below it is sales fields, typically custom fields. Right, so let's look at the next slide. Right, this is basically just listing all the products in Dear for us, which we can export to HubSpot. So if we look at the previous setting, you will notice that I have said export the products to HubSpot, and because we've set that, the setting on the very next synced to HubSpot. So in here we can typically select certain categories and then start listing them in HubSpot. And it works so in a similar way to various different of the integration platforms, whether or not this is WooCommerce or Shopify. This is how you typically list it on those platforms. And you can see you've got the listing status, where you can say show me any of the listings, either listed or unlisted. In this case I've let these rollerball pens be listed, and at some stage I clicked on start and it then went up. You can see there's a confirmation below. It says HubSpot bulk product listing complete, processed 10 and created 10. Right, and so just below products we've got customers or contacts. You can also upload bulk contacts or customers from Dear to HubSpot. In this case you can see I've said show me all my active customers, but only show me the ones that I have not yet listed in Dear. In HubSpot. So it will then list those customers, and I can then select whichever ones I want and then click on start. And once I've uploaded a customer, in this case I've only uploaded one, you can see customer processed one and companies updated one. So for every company you also have your contacts within a company. Right, and below customers we find sales, and these at this stage are sales that have been done in Dear, and we can now send these into HubSpot, and you can find these in your HubSpot pipeline as you then progress through that in there. So typically how that would work is you'll first create the order or the quotation within Dear, let it sizzle or stay there as a quotation, and as a sales rep you will then see that quotation have flowed through from Dear into HubSpot as a pipeline entry. It might be in the very first column, whatever you might call that, and then or a subsequent column, and then you can move it on from there. This is how you can export custom at least sales from Dear into HubSpot, and you can see I've done this. I've processed 4 of these sales, then said successfully listed 2 of them, it updated 2, it skipped due to the status not being mapped. So 2 of my orders here have not been mapped, and so it's not going to go into HubSpot, but at least 2 of them did go in. And then it says additionally 2 new products have been exported. So obviously in some of these orders of mine, there were products used that have never been synchronized up to HubSpot. Additionally, also 1 new customer have been exported, 5 contacts have been updated and exported, 2 errors occurred when exporting deals and associated entities. See the log details. So if you want to see those details, you can look at the log below there. I think it's just those 2 statuses. That's typically probably the error that you'll find. But anyway, once we then open that, so you can see some of these orders are what, order 50, 51, 52, 53. I think we will probably find order 350 and 353 in there. There we go, yes. So you can see they have gone into my specific pipeline. And we can see that the amount was 150, and well, that's 150 excluding GST, and that would be 90 something, I don't know, let's have a look. 99. Alright, so they've gone in. That is an order we'll discuss in a moment. Once I've opened that, I can obviously see all the details. I can see how it came about. I can see if I click on the company over here, I'll be able to see who the contact is. I can also see which product I've offered them at what price. And so in here I can then start my CRM journey. The last thing is, if I want to create a deal from scratch, I can, in my pipeline, I can say, create a new deal. I can give it a name, and then I can associate it with a certain customer. Here's the customer here, Avocado Craft, with a specific contact, and then I can add my item lines that I want to quote the person in here as well. So in this case, I probably should say this was when you want to then export sales down from HubSpot down into Dear. So not from Dear up, but from HubSpot down. It is important that your settings, however, is correct. And so the next, and that's why I'm listing this over here. So that will only work when these import settings are set up correctly. So yes, and here you can see I've changed it from export to import. As part of the video when I demonstrated this, you would have seen you can switch off the sales, and then you can individually import or export products, irrespective whether or not you import or export customers to or from HubSpot. So the customers and the product can work independently of each other, but the moment you say update sales, export to HubSpot or import from HubSpot, the moment you set the sale, all of the other ones need to follow suit. So alright, so that is that. Let's have a look at the next slide. Then the next tab was sales, and I just said process sales, load from HubSpot, and I expected to see that one test quotation that I did for Avocado Craft, and there you can see it actually came down. It said found 3 deals created. There was 1 created in Dear, because obviously the other 2 have already been created in Dear. That's the ones that we uploaded, and also additionally 2 products have been updated. So so you can see there's the test that I've downloaded. It actually downloaded all 3 of them, but it did find that the deal name and the associated sales order already existed. So it's only the top one that it then actually created in Dear, and you can see there is the order created in Dear as expected. So once we open up that order, you can see it basically will bring through all of the customer information. If the customer did not exist in Dear, obviously it would have created that, and then because of the setting that we've set up, it will create a quote. It will bring through the items that have been quoted in HubSpot, and come through like that. Okay, I think that is it. Don't think there's any more slides. That will conclude the slideshow, and with all of the settings. Obviously there's a bunch of things still to be trained, and how you would typically go about it, the workflow, including some settings in HubSpot, and how to use HubSpot most effectively. So like I said initially, please feel free to contact us, and we would be more than happy and glad to assist you with your business system improvement. Thank you very much. Have a good day. So thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to contact me, Hanno, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Now, in our experience, we've worked with a wide range of clients with unique setups, and we love each one of them, and they all are different in some way, shape or form, because not all clients use the same add-ons. A lot of clients will use Dear and Xero, or Dear and QuickBooks, which would be the accounting system, but then from there on there's a whole range of different add-on modules that you can start looking at and integrating, and to the likes of Magento, HubSpot, as we discussed here, but more so focusing on e-commerce, BigCommerce, Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, and then you get your shipping integrations like ShipIt and ShipStation and StarShipIt and MaxShip and so forth. There are plenty of those, and then you've got your payment gateways, and then you've got your CRM systems, as we've been discussing, and then you've got your B2B portal. So all of those things really make a system very, what would you say, competitive with bigger ERP systems, and they work really great together. And if you don't like a specific add-on module, just kick it off and replace it with another one. The other amazing thing about Dear, of course, is the fact that it integrates to so many different marketplaces like Amazon and eBay, to just name two. So it's a really great system. But where we come in is we take a customer, we take their current system, old system, we'll export the data, we'll configure it, we'll import it back in, we'll prepare the system, and then just before we go live, we'll do a stock take, and we'll make sure that all the accounting things are checked and balanced, and all the employees are trained, and that we are on standby for the day that you go live. So we really hold your hand, so you can't make a mistake. If anything, you will just be geared to start growing and start accepting online orders. So that being said, please contact us.